Welcome back, everybody. We are coming at you with a video from the Sean Ryan Show. It actually just dropped today. I believe it said a day ago was the trailer, but the whole video came out today. About 6 hours ago. So what we'll be watching is the trailer to this video. And then she's going to read you an introduction to the person that Sean Ryan is interviewing.
The reason that I wanted to bring this up is because I've watched the gentleman that's on there. His name is Chase Hughes. I've watched him on the behavior panel. Miranda will do her thing and pop that in for a few years now, 2-3 years. And the behavior panel are 4 men that assess behavior and break it down. And kidnapping when the parents are doing their presser, they've been spot on with when the parents are to blame and when the parents are not to blame, and then they break it down to you. So give the behavior panel a follow. I think you'd really like it. Well, I'm gonna let you know who Chase is, because these 4 guys are world-renowned behaviorists. So Chase is a former U.S. Navy officer and a leading expert in human behavior, persuasion, and influence. He's an expert in persuasion and influence. You need to know that. And behavior. He's the author of several books on the topic, including the Ellipsis Manual and the Behavior Ops Manual, and is the founder of Applied Behavioral Research. After retiring from the military, he developed systems used by government agencies, and now teaches behavioral science and enhanced persuasion to business and the public. He teaches advanced persuasion to businesses. You're not just a customer. Remember that. You are being persuaded to purchase things. The video features an interview with Chase Hughes, blah, blah, blah. So you have a little idea of who Chase is. Chase is an expert. An expert.
He's definitely not a quack by any means of the sort.
No. And he has worked for the governmental programs. He has never said who, but I believe it was the CIA. He has said enough to make me think that it was the CIA. So.
But when you do stuff like that, your ability to say who you work for.
Yeah, you have NDAs. You're not allowed.
You can't say stuff. So.
You're not allowed.
All right, we will pull up that video from the Sean Ryan Show. And again, if you haven't seen the Sean Ryan Show, you definitely should go find him.
And follow him. This is the trailer, and the interview itself is 2 hours and 54 minutes long.
So beliefs first, values, identity, and tribalism.
You're trying to figure out somebody's perception of the world. When you are researching that and putting pen to paper, what does that look like?
There's 6 needs, and I want to look for individuals in society and where are most of them on this needs map. Those 6 needs are significance, acceptance, and approval, and the final 3 are intelligence, pity, and strength. So I know instantly, just by understanding you on this needs map, I know where your fears and your insecurities are. Better than probably your therapist that's been working with you for a year and it's been a minute and a half in a conversation. So a recruiter could use this as easily as a PSYOP doing it on an entire group of people. If the PSYOP isn't working, there's either A, double down, or B, stop.
Let's just take 2 seconds for that. And he said, if the PSYOP isn't working, there are 2 options. You either double down or stop.
Exactly. And watch what happens in the news cycle, because when I tell you it's all propaganda and a PSYOP, the reason that I can spot this stuff is the behavior panel has taught me a thing or two.
Yep.
And I didn't realize that watching them for over 3 years has helped me to see those things. So if you see something that everybody's screaming about in the news, and then all of a sudden it's gone, and then they're on to something else, that PSYOP didn't work. They dropped that one and moved on.
But there's a lot.
They didn't double
there's
down.
a lot that they refuse to stop.
Which means
So
they
have
double
to
down
double
on.
down.
And they double down until they're nuts, until it doesn't make any sense anymore. And you're like,
Yep.
what
the
is
heck?
going on? It's
For
because
real.
they just keep doubling down and they don't realize how stupid they
And
are.
It just like, to those that are not falling for it, it just seems so like weird and
Yep.
out of the ordinary, and
Mm-hmm.
you just, it makes you question, like, why
Yep.
all of a sudden are we hearing so much about this topic
Yeah.
when we've never heard about this in previous news cycles or
And that's
before ever at all.
and that's when you question, what are they trying to do to me right
Exactly.
now? And I always approach things with, what are they trying to do to me? What are they trying to tell me? Or what are they wanting me not to see because they're screaming about something else so that they can be on the sly with something else? When you look at a news cycle, you can't look at it as news because it's not. It is 100% propaganda.
And that's
and-
what I think
and
a lot of people
psyop.
don't realize is that
Mhm.
majority of today's news is not actually news.
No.
It's propagandized towards us, the United States of America people.
Because remember, I told you about that 2013, I think I did anyway, the 2013 under Barack Obama and the Democrat-run House and Senate. They passed the removal of an act that was put in place in the 50s, I believe, saying that we can't, or 40s, one of the two, that we can't propagandize our own people. And that was eliminated in 2013, unbeknownst to us.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that
They can propagandize.
we can
to
be
us legally.
propagandized now as of 2013. And I'll have to get back to you on what that act was. I used to
Yeah.
have it on the tip of my brain.
The other thing that I want to say too is, I watched a video the other day and it talked about the movie Snake Eyes. She's seen the movie. I
Mhm.
haven't seen the movie, but the tagline, the slogan for this movie is "Believe everything except your eyes."
Wow. Yeah.
And I think that really is something that we should implement today
Mhm.
in the times that we are living in, where everything looks to be a lie.
Yep.
Because if you believe your eyes, you'll believe the propaganda and you'll believe the psyops, and you will fall for every single trick that they pull on you.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to pull the video back up and we will let Chase continue.
And then you understand those needs and you can leverage so much with human behavior.
Every part of you goes like 1, 2, 3, black.
There was a lawyer in Washington State who was arrested because he learned hypnosis and then started using hypnosis on these people in his office. That this guy would put her under hypnosis and say, "And now you're coming home, it's the end of the day. You're taking out your car keys and put them in that bowl. You walk to the bathroom, you turn that hot shower on, and now the context has shifted."
Let's take a deep breath. The entire body is a vessel.
He was hypnotizing her, and she noticed one day that her bra was misplaced, like kind of pushed to the side a little bit, and that he had like helped her redress or like put her clothes back on. So she brought a recorder in there.
Police officers, step over here. Yes, sir.
I want to do data acquisition, figure out needs, which automatically give me insecurities and fears. And the moment that happens, figure out context, my desired context that makes the behavior I want out of you automatic.
But this also happens on entire populations.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What are the biggest divisions that you see happening right now?
Well, obviously the left versus right. The one thing that I would want everyone in the world to hear, you have more in common with someone who voted for the other guy than the billionaire who is funding a lot of these ideas and ideologies that you're seeing on social media.
For more and more of us, search and social media platforms aren't just our window into the internet. They serve as our primary source of news and information.
Charlie Kirk was just assassinated. Some people think it was the left, some people think it was the right, some people think it was Israel, some people think it was trans. You know, at least that's what it was at the beginning. A lot of questions going on about this fucking guy that supposedly shot him. Did he? I don't know.
There's too many people waking up, and I think it's enough that more people are going to wake up. We're going to have a lot more people in the next year.
Out of these troubled times, our fifth objective, a new world order, can emerge.
What are some of the psyops you...
All right, before we let him go into this next one, there were a couple things that I wanted to talk about.
Did you know who that last
I
guy
don't know
was?
who that guy is.
I thought, I'll bet she has no clue who that is. That is George Bush Sr.
I thought he looked like George Bush.
He
George
was
Bush's dad.
Yeah, and he was the head of the CIA before he was president. Just
Ew.
know that.
And he says he wants a new world order.
He's the one that started it all. So this has nothing to do with Republican and Democrat because he was a
we talk
Republican.
about that so much on this podcast or whatever you want to call it, where we're so, all of us, right, left, center, whoever you are, we are all so brainwashed to be pitted against each other.
Yep.
And her and I are guilty just as much as the next guy because it works. It
does.
really works.
And it's being done on purpose.
And that is one thing that I want to say.
Chase Hughes is going to pull back the drape. I'm
we haven't
sure
seen the full episode
I
yet,
haven't,
either of
but
us,
I
but
am
we want to.
I'm going to this weekend.
Because
so bad.
Because it's such a long time commitment, we haven't had the chance yet.
I usually watch it in chunks.
Yep.
But I'm gonna deep dive this whole thing all 3 hours
And
with my Saturday morning coffee. I'm telling you.
Potentially, we might do like a mini series, bringing you different little
bits and pieces of it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be writing down exactly what minute everything is.
And when I watch it, I will do the same thing.
She knows who Chase is because of me.
Exactly. Her and I used to watch Behavior Panel
for years.
Together.
Years.
And so actually, we were just very disappointed in Behavior Panel on the fact that they're not really touching a whole lot of stuff right now that we're interested in.
The political stuff. And
the only one who's really done anything is Chase. And that's why.
But I think that they are being stopped because of glasses guy in the upper left. What's his name again? He's former military as well.
I don't remember, but he's the longer hair.
No, he's
that's
bald.
The other guy.
The long hair guy.
The older one.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
He's British.
I'll
the long
find his
haired
picture
one.
and put him up here.
Yeah.
With his name. But
I think he is the reason that they are not doing anything. I think he is still connected with government. My opinion only.
So the reason that I stopped this was because I don't know. The more that I watch and the more that I see everywhere, it makes me want social media of all kinds to just go away. Does that make sense? Like,
do you know how many countries have banned social media for children under 18?
I just truly believe that is like the catalyst of all of this.
It is.
Because it allows psyops to be run so much easier.
Yep.
Because instead of it being on your TV, it's in your hand 24/7.
And now imagine the algorithms. He just told you the things that he needs to know about you in order to make you do what he wants you to.
In a minute and a half, he said. He knows about you in a minute and a half.
They can create an algorithm that's going to separate out everybody on social media into those weakness groups and then start feeding them.
Echo chamber after echo chamber.
And then you start feeding them and you radicalize them. That's what's been happening. I guarantee you.
And it sounds super hypocritical since what we do here is posted on social media.
Well, I don't call YouTube social media. Oh, you post it on Facebook.
On Facebook, yeah.
I watch it on YouTube.
But I don't know. It just seems like since Facebook became a thing, everything has gone downhill.
Yep.
And
2007 is when I got Facebook.
I think what needs to happen in my own life particularly is just delete it all off my phone. and never re-download it.
A lot of people have done that.
And I think that would be so freeing, because the other thing too that my sister and I talk about is how you get stuck in the scrolling.
And see, I'm a Gen Xer. I have Twitter or X. I have Instagram. I have Facebook. I have YouTube. I had TikTok. They ban me every time. I get up to 1,000 within like 3 or 4 days. And then boom, they ban me. So I just haven't gone back on there. But because I'm a Gen Xer, I'm not a scroller. You know, she'll throw things onto my messenger and I keep seeing bing, 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 bing. And it's like, I will never watch all of those. I love you, Miranda, but there is no way in creation that I can watch that.
Yeah.
And so I don't see what's on my Facebook. I was on Instagram one time today, and I have not been on X today. So
yeah. So I think for my generation, it's really hard because a lot of us grew up in the age of social media becoming a thing. Like, I had a MySpace when I was a kid, and then Facebook became a thing, and MySpace went away, and Facebook just continues to grow into this behemoth of stuff. And as soon as Facebook made Facebook Reels, it's just endless, because they TikTok was a thing, sure, but like you could only go on there to watch videos. But now you have social media where people are posting things, and then you have social media together with Facebook Reels, and it's like the perfect combination of what people want to look at, and you just get sucked in. And then you just, before you know it, 2 hours are gone, and you're like, I just wasted 2 hours of my day doing nothing but scrolling, watching Facebook Reels.
I've never done that in my life.
And it's the most insane thing, because it's like a time warp. You just watch videos.
Yeah, you need to get rid of
And
that
then boom.
stuff.
Now-
if that
now-
happens in your life, you get rid of it.
Exactly, and that's the issue. And so it's definitely something that I'm heavily considering doing, because it would just eliminate that completely, because it also impacts...
It would change your life.
Yeah.
Because right now, apparently, you're giving time from your life to scrolling.
And everyone does. That's what I'm saying. It's not just me, and it's not just Amanda. This is like a
No, I know that. I know that.
There's other people on different social medias talking about, I deleted the XYZ and it changed my life because I was giving so much of my time to scrolling the videos. But the reason that I mentioned it is because I think that that's by design. Because
most definitely.
Absolutely, they want you to waste your time, and doom scroll is what it's called. And then now you didn't do any of your chores that you needed to do. You didn't do anything outside to be productive, to go get some sunlight.
And if you're a boy in your 20s, you haven't done your extra grinding because you're going to be building something.
Exactly.
That's something that I drilled into my son is you grind in your 20s, you grind in your 20s.
Well, all of us.
An 8-hour a day. A man doesn't work 8 hours in a day in his 20s.
Work 8 hours a day in
That's
their 20s.
ridiculous. You grind in your 20s so that you can build in your 30s and maintain in your 40s and relax in your 50s.
And it's a true thing, because if you look at my life, I was hard grinding in my 20s.
Yes.
I'm on the back end of my 20s now. I'll be 30 in February. So if you don't do those things, you're not setting yourself up for success, and you're not setting yourself up to build a good life.
And that grinding in your 20s got you your dream home.
Yep.
By the end of your 20s.
Exactly.
Because of the money that you were able to accrue.
Exactly.
In that time.
Because I got a good job. I worked extreme hours. I mean...
And extreme overtime.
Yeah. 10-hour days plus 10-hour, sometimes 16-hour overtime, plus whatever extra overtime at the end of each 10-hour workday that I would put in, usually 12 to 14-hour days every day. So if you aren't working hard...
That's good for you.
Yeah. If you're not working hard in your 20s, like, what are you doing?
If you're a parent that feels sorry for your children because they work hard, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Period.
You should be working hard. You're 20 years. You're in your 20s. You're in like the easiest stage of your life.
Exactly.
Where you have like zero commitment other than just work, and that's why it was so good for me, because I was in a holding pattern waiting for the man that God had for me. And when I finally got there, boom, everything just fell right into place like puzzle pieces, because when you follow God's plan and when you listen to what he has for your life, everything happens on his time, and his time is always perfect and it always works out.
Time and truth on the same page.
And when it is, it's crazy. So let's pop Chase back on and finish up with this video.
See going on today.
We have no evidence that these activities are coming from a foreign entity or the work of an adversary.
Let's bring up the alien, UFO, UAP shit. Is that a PSYOP?
People in New Jersey are concerned and demanding information after a wave of mysterious drone sightings.
When the New Jersey drones were happening, I think right before the election or whenever that was insane. Mm-hmm. And I put a video out on that and how we are in the middle of a PSYOP.
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
Is that building a PSYOP? I mean, we've heard about Project Bluebeam. I think that's the false flag alien invasion that's supposedly coming.
The drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons.
There's a lot of drones authorized. I think one started and everybody's wanting to get in the deal.
But it's not the craft. I'm not sitting here saying like these little Tic Tacs and all that stuff are a bunch of PSYOPs. The response to it, I think, is a PSYOP.
A new world order where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind, peace and security.
We see people going out on podcasts and stuff that have talking points from the government.
Do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
So this is 33 was the first documented?
That is the earliest one I can talk about, yeah.
There's something that predates that?
You could infer that.
And if you have someone that has talking points from the government, that's a spokesperson, not a whistleblower. If I'm sitting here and I say, well, I can't say this, but I can tell you this one thing, that's a controlled government release of information. So if you bought like a DeWalt laser level at Home Depot and it paints that line across the wall, and then you get somebody that's on DMT or psychedelics, almost any psychedelic, I think. When you look at that, you can see, number one, you can see through the wall.
You can see through the wall.
You can see through the wall. Right where the laser is, you can see through the wall. You can even put it on your arm. The code changes on your arm.
Are you what?
All right, so that's that video.
There's the trailer. Everything that he touched on, you're going to hear fully on that. And every time I see that creep George Bush, I'm thankful I was a Democrat back then. I couldn't stand that guy. I didn't vote for him. I thought that he was creep times 10, and I was right.
He looks like a creep.
Yes, and he got one term. Why didn't he get 2 terms? Ross Perot. I voted for Ross Perot. And that means that enough of the conservative vote that would have went toward George Bush went instead to Ross Perot, which then enabled Bill Clinton to win in 92. And that creep only was a lame duck.
All right. This one is from Sean Ryan's Facebook page. That last little clip that he was talking about being able to see through the wall.
Oh, this is a little bit more.
This is a little bit more. And I think it's important for you to watch this as well, because this is what piqued my interest. So I'm going to play that for you now.
if you bought like a DeWalt laser level at Home Depot, and then you put something in front of the laser to kind of diffuse it. So you take it from being a really thin laser line and then spread that sucker out so it's like 6 inches wide. And then you get somebody that's on right where the laser is, you can see through the wall. So this was viral on TikTok. So I called my assistant. I said, get this guy wherever he is, fly him to my house. I want to try this out. So we flew to a place where is not illegal. While you are in the state, you get close to the wall and you can see code that looks kind of like alien writing, and then some that look like kanji Japanese characters. Sometimes hallucinations change and warp and modify a little bit. This is permanent. If you move your head, the code stays in the same place. And if you move the laser on the wall, different code reveals itself as the laser is moving. Then you get 2 or 3 people lined up and they all see the same thing. And if you put your arm in front of it, the code completely changes, but only right where your arm is. I have no explanation for what the hell it is. If you bought like a DeWalt.
All right, so that is a little bit more on that topic, and
Psychedelics freak me out.
that's why I wanted you to see it, because when someone is on, the word he was saying there is DMT, when someone's on that and they use a simple laser level that's filtered out to be bigger, and you're able to see through walls. Basically, what he's describing,
or see code.
Well, right. If any of you have
What's
seen
that?
The Matrix, you understand what the Matrix looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk about this too, that we're literally just living in the Matrix.
We are.
And that everything is a lie.
Yesterday, I told Murr that I had this thought in my mind that Charlie Kirk was Truman from the Truman Show.
And he truly was.
He pulled back and saw that he was in the Truman Show.
And then they killed him.
That's what I see in my mind. And call me crazy, but that makes me sad.
It makes me very sad as well.
Because I don't believe that the people in his life were real.
No, and his best friend Candace says the same thing.
He was a commodity.
She doesn't believe anybody that was Charlie's friend was actually his friend. That they were all just using him for what they wanted and what they thought that he could do for them for deliverables rather than who he was as a person. And that's very sad. I actually had a dream the other night that
now you're gonna be Candace.
I know. Call me crazy, I guess. I don't really give a crap. That Charlie wasn't actually dead, and that he came back and was like, I had to make it look real and I couldn't tell anybody, because if I told anybody, then everything could fall apart, and I needed this to happen to pull back the curtain, basically. And it was like,
your psyche is still trying to deal with that loss.
When I sent a video through to my mom and my sister, I was like, I think it's just my brain trying to work it all out, because it still doesn't accept it. And so
that's one thing that I learned when I was pregnant with my first baby, of course, reading everything, because I'm pregnant. What am I don't know what's happening in my body. So I got what I could to figure out what was going on with my body. And one of the chapters in the book I was reading was about how vivid dreams become toward the end of your pregnancy. Very, very vivid. And doctors believed that that was the way that your brain was using to try to make sense of what was happening in your life and what is going to happen. And so dreams are the way that your brain works things out. Tries to help you work things out while you're awake.
And I've always been a big dreamer anyway. Like, you know that.
Yeah.
I have vivid dreams anyway.
Yep.
And I dream a lot. And not everybody does, which I thought was weird. Because I dreamed so much that I thought it was normal that everyone dreams basically every night. And then when I talk to other people, they're like, I literally never dream. My husband, he says he never dreams. He says he can dream, but then when he wakes up, it's all gone. So he never remembers them. But he's like, I'm pretty sure that I do or have dreamt, but I don't remember them. But like for me, I wake up and I remember everything. And it's like I lived it. There are some times where like I've woke up and it was so real that I was like panicking, or I was crying in my sleep. That was one that was really hard. I dreamt that my mom had died and she came back in like a ghost form. Oh my God. I literally woke up bawling. It was so bad. So
let's change the subject.
But just to say that it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that's going on is so odd. And it's
It
so
is.
weird that more people don't
And the thing,
care.
but the thing is, you heard Chase say that over this next year, there's going to be a lot more people awake.
And that's what I've been feeling changing.
Yes.
Is that there are so many more people who maybe weren't where we are now.
Exactly.
Who are starting to see.
Yep.
More people are waking up. And it's funny because...
And I believe they are every day.
This is the other thing too is... And this is why I struggle with the getting rid of social media aspect, is because there are so many people now who are waking up because of more people like us who share content.
Yep.
And without social media, you can't get that word out as easily. So it's the rise of all this evil, but it could also be the fall of it. And that's my prayer, is that we're able to switch this around to our benefit.
Exactly.
And help get rid of this crap that is everywhere, that people don't see the reality of what's really going on.
So we're going to keep on doing this. We're 30 minutes in. So we'll wrap it up. And we've got a lot more content that is probably going to be spicy. So
who cares?
God gets the last word.
All right. So we're just going to pick a book and a page. All right. So we're in Isaiah chapter 19.
One of my favorite prophets.
And I pointed to, we'll start at 16, and it's under the header that says, Egypt will worship the Lord.
Oh boy.
A time is coming when the people of Egypt will be as timid as women. They will tremble in terror when they see that the Lord Almighty has stretched out his hand to punish them. The people of Egypt will be terrified of Judah every time they are reminded of the fate that the Lord Almighty has prepared for them. When that time comes, the Hebrew language will be spoken in 5 Egyptian cities. The people there will take their oaths in the name of the Lord Almighty. One of the cities will be called City of the Sun. When that time comes, there will be an altar to the Lord in the land of Egypt and a stone pillar dedicated to him at the Egyptian border.
So
sounds like he's saying basically we're Egypt.
Yeah.
People are going to start seeing what the Lord's got in store for them.
And
punishment will come. And that's something that's so important that, like, I'm just going to say this straight up. You need to get right with the Lord, because it's going to come. And you want to be on the right side of it.
Building an altar means you need to begin to worship the Lord.
Yep.
So that's where we are.
That's the word of the Lord. All right. We will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Oh.